Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. You guys are looking for some really undervalued investment opportunities. Click subscribe. Give me the thumbs up. Smash, hit, do whatever you need to do with the thumbs up button. It helps me. And we're going to go over technical analysis in uranium. So let's just jump right in. And again, this is not financial advice. It's financial education. So here we go. Again, it's just my opinion. So what I'm looking at here is I see this pattern. It broke to the downside. Most of the time it does like a little back test or comes back up, and then watch out for a sell-off. And then I think that we're going to have to consolidate for a little bit. So I don't think this is just going to turn and go up. I think we're going to sit, kind of consolidate for a little while. Again, I could be wrong, but I'm looking for a consolidation period or a pullback for, weeks and months. Weeks to months. I mean, obviously, I don't know how long it's going to be. Usually, the length is dependent upon the size of the pattern. This pattern's not gigantic, so maybe it'll be like a month or two, something like that. Encore Energy, it's putting in a bullish engulfing. Sometimes these smaller stocks, they do throw some false signs, but usually bullish engulfing wants to go higher. This is probably one of the better looking kind of stocks here. I wouldn't say it's the best. It's not the best. I'll let you know which ones are the best in the back. But this one has broke to the downside. I would expect it to maybe come up and then maybe even turn and do a consolidation phase. Camco looks like it wants to pull back, come on down and break this trend line. We've got the big momentum here. The sellers came up, it got hit lower, and now it's kind of just trying to hang on with, for dear life. And I think the sellers are going to come in here and smash it down. But that's me. That's what I'm seeing. Next Gen's putting up a bearish engulfing here. Again, if the sellers come in here, I think they're going to push this thing lower. So we need to watch and see if the buyers step in. Vision already broke its uptrend line to the downside. The buyers aren't pushing this higher. I think it could go lower. Same thing with Vision 3.0. Looks like it's kind of just hanging out here, moving sideways. Canalaska's already moving down. It broke its uptrend line. It back tested, and now we're moving lower. So a lot of these are in consolidation periods. Sky Harbor's the same thing. It's probably going to head lower, sideways to lower. Standard Uranium looks like we got a bearish kind of candlestick engulfing, which means sideways to lower. Azincourt is still in its large pattern, so we'll see if it breaks to the upside. ALX broke its uptrend line to the downside, and it's chilling down here. Do we have further downside? Potentially. Forum Energy Metals, we've got strong resistance here. Every time it tries to come up, it wants to get to sell off, but we do have some support down here. There's some support. So this is a thin trading range between like 36 cents and 40 cents. Global Atomic, I think this is going to it's going to take some time. Goviax, we broke out. It's kind of coming down. This one doesn't look as bad as the other ones because Goviax hasn't had the run like a lot of the other companies. And this one, it broke the downtrend line. It broke to the upside, and then it's kind of like retesting it. So this doesn't look that bad. Bannerman's doing the same thing. It broke to the upside, and it's kind of coming back and retesting that breakout. Usually it moves higher after this. Forces Metals has had a pretty good run here. We had a bearish engulfing. It broke to the downside of this uptrend, and it's kind of just sideways to lower. Now, is this done? I think it's got more to go. More sideways consolidation time. Deep Yellow broke to the upside, and it's doing like this back test. So what you're seeing is the Canadian uranium companies come under pressure. You're seeing the African companies, especially those in Namibia. Some of them look decent, like they want to move to the upside eventually. Now we're going to enter into the American ones. And these look more like the Canadian ones. You get this kind of broken, this is still in an uptrend actually, and we'll see. But this has been a fight up here of buyers and sellers. Uranium Energy Corp you could say that this one broke to the downside, and it's probably got more pullback in it. Same with Uranium Royalty Corp. Down here, there's still a lot of support. So we'll see if this thing holds. But it could go sideways here for a little while. URG, not too much to say here. The overall sector is kind of pulling back for the American uranium company, so I would expect this one to pull back too. Now, Centrus Energy looks very bullish. This one looks very good. You got the break to the upside, kind of came back and almost did a little back test, and now it's moving on higher. So that one doesn't look too bad. Same with Lightbridge. Lightbridge looks pretty good. I think you could see some upside here. That one looks good. And then Boss Energy, we've got the uptrend line broke to the downside. It's playing with it. We'll see what happens. This is I think this is Australian, so it's a little bit different and trades differently than the other ones. Appy Energy looks like it wants to pull on back here. A little bearish engulfing here. International Consolidated Uranium looks like it wants to pull back here, go on down. Shoulder, head, shoulder. And then the projected move is just this little head here. So it's probably, I don't know, down in here somewhere. Maybe we hit the 200-day. I'd buy it if it was down there myself. Laramide broke its uptrend, and we're probably heading sideways to lower, just like it's doing right now. It doesn't look horrible though. These down days are real small in size, the opening and closing prices, and we've got some buying movement in here, so it doesn't look horrible. And then baseload, I'd actually say that baseload looks the best of them. We pulled on up and we went through this. So here, let me jump back in here. What you see behind me is baseload, and this guy, what I'm expecting in the entire sector is something like this to occur. This right here is a consolidation period. It was on a, moving on up. It consolidates over time. And now we broke to the upside of the downtrend line and we're on top of it. This is where I like to buy. I mean, the weird thing is this is trading separate from everything else. So if the entire sector sells off, this may get dragged with it, or it may just go sideways. But it's already consolidated. It's already kind of pulled back. And that's where I like to buy things. I like it on the pullback, or I like when it breaks something. This broke its downtrend and it's been pulling back. It's a double whammy. So if of any of these, I would say this one looks the strongest along with Centrus, LEU, and Lightbridge looks pretty good. So those are the three that I like. Everything else, they've gone up quite a bit. They've broken their their uptrends, and now they're starting a downtrend. And I think what you're going to see is this type of action play over the next 4, 5, 6 months. So we could see a pullback like that. Maybe not though. Remember, I'm not selling my shares. I'm holding on. When I see opportunities, I'll cost average in. If I have a lot of baseload already, so I'm probably not going to add into baseload. But on some of these other ones, if they pull back enough, I'll probably add some in. So I'm looking for a pullback. I'm looking for what's behind me. We're just seeing, we're up here doing the beginnings of it. That's what's going on, because this has a broken uptrend there, and then it consolidated and kind of pulled back. And people are going to lose interest. If you've got a bunch of retail people in here, there's probably not much retail. There's just basically us and people like us. And what happens is if it pulls back for a couple months, they lose interest and then they sell, and then more people lose interest, they sell. And then eventually it hits a point where those uninterested people it flattens out, and then people like me start to see it turn, and I start buying all their shares. So if you guys are selling, thanks for your shares. I'll take them at these lower prices. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Leave comments if you guys have anything. Let me know if you need anything. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.